Deepika here. Today we will attempt to understand how giving it to others requires maturity and a new way of relating to this transformed world. Now, most of our life is spent in mastering exchange. Giving and receiving underlies human interaction, and we cannot peacefully navigate life without reaching some kind of a balance in this regard. But until we get there, we will be wearing ourselves thin at any one extreme, overdoing it in that place. So, relationships take a real tumble when there's a lack of fairness and individuals feel an unequal distribution in any exchange, whether it is the exchange of a physical good between two people, emotions, ideas, thoughts, anything shared between two individuals. Now, we all like to feel we are received well by others, don't we? And what we offer to them is appreciated. We also like to receive from others in kind. The thing about giving to others freely and without negative consequences is that we have to be feeling internally full ourselves, like a self replenishing water well. And if you are giving from a place of self neglect or emotional impoverishment, then your giving is carrying the seeds of doubt, hesitancy, or perhaps even anger. So, how do we understand where we are at? And if unhappy in this place, how do we exit from here and create a more likable narrative? Let's turn our attention to change and the necessity of it. Evolution of human nature is related to acquiring increasing amounts of maturity. You will agree with that? As we gain in it, we start to respond to life and experiences and not react. So reactions are always an outcome of unresolved trauma and our defenses because of the trauma. Maturity brings with it an ability to drop our defenses and subject our shadows to scrutiny. When too many dragons are lurking in our shadow, it could either mean one of the two things, that we are absolutely okay with them being there, or that we haven't actively begun the process of slaying them. Mental dragons in time become physical ones in the form of diseases if we ignore their expanding shape and size in the dark. Physical dragons are harder to conquer, as some of you might be experiencing right now. So it's better to tackle things at a subtle level, as I've always said, in the realm of thoughts and emotions. Now, pain intensity in the physical body is in direct proportion to how long we have given residency to our dragons and in which stage of development they are. Or in which stage of development, rather, we have given it to them. If a dragon, or what I mean to be a negative pattern, develops in us when we are toddlers versus adolescents versus young adults, the causes as well as the type of damage control may be different. So for us to understand at what stage of development we are at, we must know what these stages are according to the wisdom of various scholars. So in all, there are 7 stages, including infant, toddler, child, adolescent, and 2 more, adult, and 2 more called the elder and the master. Now, as we move ahead chronologically, we are supposed to attain maturity, but very likely we don't when we choose to stay wounded rather than getting healed. Now, you know, every stage of life has magical charm because we are acquiring skills and we are acquiring traits that will help us move forward if used effectively. So there's a dynamic life force available to us at each moment of our life to put to good use. So maturity can be gained even at a younger stage, even as an infant. It's a different kind of maturity, while having reached adulthood doesn't indicate at all that we have gained maturity. A direct and pleasant outcome of becoming a mature co-creator is effectively contributing to raising the vibration of humanity. So an individual person gaining maturity in life can also contribute to the raised vibration of the entire human population. One can say that as we repeatedly incarnate, the intention is to mature in the way we respond to our unique epigenetics. A buoyant attitude to any given circumstances will dictate alternate outcomes in our life. You know that. As we gain progressive orientation, we are thinking about the future positively we experience positive things which begin to match our maturity levels. Progressing to adulthood is part of the deal. We know that. We cannot escape that. But remaining emotionally stuck in any of the preceding stages is entirely possible for each one of us, for both you and me. And we have to figure at which stage we are stuck if we want to grow and evolve, to handle our challenges more amicably. In the younger stages of development, you know how dependent we can be without abilities to take independent decisions. And in the later stages, as we slay the demons of underconfidence and low self-worth, which we probably have gained when we were really small, we integrate these parts of us and we gain in our ability to develop personal beliefs and thoughts, independent of the beliefs and thoughts that we have picked up on the way to here. Now, this is a big milestone that we accomplish because with independent thought comes independent action and thus taking responsibility for that action that we choose to do. The stage that we get fixated in, and we do get fixated in certain stages of development. So you could be an adult, but you could be fixated in an earlier stage. So the stage in which we get fixated in, it describes our wounded spirit, as also our attitude towards the universe, towards abundance, and our capacity to create the limitless and bountiful reality we want. The act of forgiving others or having gratitude for our blessings is closely related to the ease with which we share our creations, our time, our resources with others. And when we choose to verbalize our subconscious fears and our defenses, we find opportunities to be generous and kind towards other human beings. And when we hoard our ideas out of misconception that they aren't good enough, we devalue ourselves and we limit our freedom to appear before others just simply the way we are. Giving and receiving are twin concerns of most people. If we are lacking one end of this continuum, then we certainly are exaggerating the other end. And from what I have understood from my life and with clients, it boils down to our relationship with life itself. We will see next how self-awareness arises from knowing where our ego is fixated. Therefore, the choice to let go of the things that continue to hurt us way past the actual happening is ours alone. And many people consciously choose to be angry, to continue to be angry with perpetrators, and many other people consciously choose to forgive. Now, the choices we make are also related to the ego's attachment to the past. So we talked about how consequences arise from our choices and experiences. When we don't like the consequences, it's time to dig a little and reach the core belief that drives the negative pattern. In the next video, let's dig through the stages and you can decide which stage drives your fixation and why. Of course, it's a small video, so we do not have that much time to really go into the depth of every stage. But yes, enough for you to understand that maybe where you are, and maybe that's the place where you need to make the change. So for now, it's goodbye, and we will meet in the next video. Thank you so much for listening.
Help Talks are daily health-related talks held at Health Education Library for People, Mumbai, India. For more information visit www.healthlibrary.com. Subscribe to Help Talks channel. Be better informed about your health.